Morning, Doc, from across the pond. I really want to address your concerns, but it's going to take us someplace really weird. Antarctica! Funny that you put it that way, because I realized something after doing some more research. In that video, it had this symbol.
In my previous video on Magical Europe, I took you to the extern style.
But we've seen it before, it's just been forgotten.
Know that Himmler himself, he set up a Nazi think tank called the Anunnaki. Translation, inherited from our forefathers. Later on it was called Russia and...
Gross is right. Doc, in our private messaging you expressed concern about how dangerous this was. Because there was even more pseudo-archaeology, which I thought you would appreciate. When Herman Wirth's theories on Atlantis didn't pan out, they looked elsewhere. They would delineate that the Hyperboreans were their source. That had been talked about for centuries. But they would be inspired by a lady named Madame Helena Blavatsky of the Theosophetical Society. And in her book, The Secret Doctrine, she claimed that the Aryans were the descendants of the Hyperboreans. And these Hyperboreans lived in a land called Paradesh, where the sun only set once per year and was some kind of utopian paradise. And once the Anunnaki got their hands on this, well, they took the reins and took it from there. So that mean they had to go to Antarctica. That didn't make sense, so then they said under Antarctica. It would mean that they were a hyper-advanced race and had tons of tech. Were so spiritual and pure that they stored the genetic memories and abilities of their people in their blood like a hard drive, just like in that video. The Aurora Borealis in his vision was a subtle clue as well. So, World War II Germany took on an expensive expedition to Antarctica. Scientists, military leaders, construction workers, and members of the Thule Society. Allegedly, the Thule Society had mystics that were in communication with these people underneath Antarctica. Once there, they mapped large swaths of land and established some kind of complex underneath the Arctic crust. This was dubbed Base 211. And you know the US government. Antarctica would need some freedom. So they launched Operation High Jump and sent over 4,000 troops, an aircraft carrier, and tons of equipment. They needed to bring the ice cap under US sovereignty. I think the symbol from earlier in this video, plus his bad Othala rune, was a business card. And to an audience of 400,000. With the prominence of QAnon, I would imagine it's easy to pull people into this kind of pseudo stuff. Thule Society? More like Stool Society. Ah-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.